Alrighty, folks, it is official. The depressed mortgage business is alive and well. We have seen the last couple of weeks that both refi and purchase demand are up. In fact, purchase and refi demand were up double digits week on week and over 20% year on year. And that, folks, was before mortgage rates went sub 6.3. I can only imagine what is going to happen next week when these numbers are reported. But you know what? We don't have to wait. We can talk to Matt, the mortgage guy. What is going on? Are people refining, purchasing, getting back at it? What is going on?
People are refinancing. Like the demographic that I've been talking to a lot, which is like really excited about this refinance boom. We'll call it a boom. It's a boom, right?
Yeah.
Is the ones that have bought in the last 24 months. And
Sure.
They got into a payment thinking, man, I really want to buy this house, but 7,125, $4,600 a month. This is a stretch. And so the talk track back then was like, let's set up a 2-1 buy down. Let's set up a 1-0 buy down. It's more than likely that in a couple of years, by the time this buy down period is over, rates are going to be lower. We can refinance you. I've had so many of them, Mike, where I'm like, just like we planned it. And again, I thought they were coming down sooner. A lot of people thought they were coming down sooner, but nonetheless, like I've literally got ones that like their buy down period ended in July. Their first, payment of the new one. They only had to make one payment, or some have 2 months left, and it's going to fall off in November.
So that would be the whole marry the house, date the rate crowd.
I mean, it worked for some of them. It really did, to where like 4,300 felt like a stretch. We're going to refinance you into 3,800, and oh, by the way, you paid 3,500, then 3,900. It never adjusted to 4,300. We never got there.
Good time. Better to be lucky than good, I guess.
Exactly.
But there's one question I want to ask, because again, I've seen this party before, especially with the refi boom. What I think you're telling me is there's a lot of rate and term refis going on right now, not cash out refis. Is that true or not true?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if that's a reflection of my business. I haven't seen like national data or been able to look under the hood. I would imagine there's still a lot of that, because there's still a lot of consumer debt. There's still a lot of people that are trying to get monthly cash flow issues under control. But
the reason I ask is I see it coming. It's so clear. We're going to get a lot of the marry the house, date the rate folks doing rate and term refis, as they should, right? They should lower their payment from 4,300 to 3,700 and take a deep breath, right? They got lucky.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. There was a lot of people that bought 4 or 5 plus years ago that are sitting on 50% or greater equity. And a lot of those people are going to line up at the ATM machine over the next 6 months. And last I saw, I think there's like $55 trillion in home equity. I'm going to guess in the next 6 months, we see $1 trillion extracted. And we'll see where that goes in the economy. Is it going to go to pay down bills? Is it going to go to remodels? Is it going to go to education? Is it? But we're going to see $1 trillion of, again, asset owners win. If you own assets, that's this whole game of getting wealthy, is owning assets. We're going to see people take $1 trillion out of their homes in the next 6 to 9 months. And that's going to be liquidity in the system. It's going to be wild to watch.
Yeah. And I think you're 100% right. It's going to happen. I've got 2 parts of my brain firing here. One part of my brain is like you said, if you own assets, at least you have that option. There's some people that groceries have gotten more expensive. Inflation has really, really hurt their financial picture. And they're, for lack of a better term, effed. No outs, right? It's file bankruptcy. It's, downsize. It's something. But the people that have, a little bit of flexibility and the home equity, I think you're 100% right. There's so many people bought in 18, bought in 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh my gosh, my house went up. I bought it for 500 and now it's worth 900. Mm-hmm. And for a long time, Mike, it was, oh no, I refinanced in 21 to a 2.875 30-year fix. I will never touch that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, as it starts to come down, well, at 599, that's only that doesn't sound as bad as refinancing it up to 7. Oh, yeah. I can buy the rate down. I can do it at 5.5. Well, I mean, that's not even double my rate, right? And so
Exactly
I
what's
get
going to
it.
happen.
That's consumer behavior. Me and you know it. Like I have
It's
these
coming.
conversations
$1
all the time.
trillion is going to hit the economy. $1
Yeah,
trillion.
and I think
Crazy.
my public service announcement for people is, do the math, have a plan, talk to somebody, because I don't know what the chart was, but I saw a chart back in the day where these events happen and it's an immediate increase to the credit score, an immediate pay down of debt. Buyers really do, consumers do that. They do the right thing. The problem is, what do they do over the next 5 years?
Exactly.
Do they?
Yeah. You the refi, you pay off the credit cards, and then right back at it. Oh, honey, we got a zero balance. Let's go shopping.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we can, now that we got all this room in the budget, like a $600 a month boat loan doesn't sound that bad. So,
oh, people are people. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well,
yeah.
hey, you had me load a chart. Do you want me to bring that up? Tell us what we're looking at.
And I think that it's valuable to look at because I've had so many conversations, and me and you talk about consumer behavior and how people act. This is 3.5 years. So this is like March of 22 through today, mortgage interest rates. And even though it might be small on some people's screens, rates went up to, if I look at
over 8. Yeah.
This is towards the end of 22. They went up quite a bit, and they started
they
at
doubled
3% at the end of 21. And then they've had these moments where January of 23, we're down in the low sixes, back up. Then in April, back to, call it 616, then back up and a long up. I've had conversations at all of these, we'll call it, troughs. And every time there's not everybody, but a good percentage of people, I would say like 1 in 5 will at this moment say, you know what? I know I can get a 6.2, a 6.125. I'm going to wait till it gets to 5.99. I have an email.
Dude, come on, Matt. It is not 1 in 5. It's like 3 in 5.
Okay. Okay. You're right.
The average consumer, when they see a trend, they just assume it continues.
And this is hilarious, Mike. I've got a real world example where I looked at an email today where 6 months ago, a client told me, if we get to this number is when I'll do it. And the number kept changing because I looked at it and go, you talked about doing 6% without paying points. It's there. And then later they go 5.8. Like they just keep moving in the goalpost. And what happens, right? Like 2023, January, this was 2.5 years ago. So imagine the scenario. And this is like just me trying to warn people. You're at 6.125. You can save $400 a month. You've got a refinance that makes sense. And you say, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait. I want rates to be at 5.75 or 5. Like whatever. People always are that close. And that extra $400 a month, we're 2.5 years later. That's $12,000 later in extra interest. This mortgage company doesn't need $400 a month to the average consumer is a lot. And so the signal is don't get greedy, right? If rates have come down, there's a lot of like really good data that we might go lower. I think we might be sub 6% in 2026, but I'm not sure of it. And don't
of course. How could you be? Yeah, we've been here before.
Don't be so sure of it that you just let an opportunity slide by, because I see it so much. And in that same vein, when it comes to real estate, I've got buyers who are buying in certain markets where they're kind of on the edge. They're in a position with their jobs. Their jobs are great and stable. They're in a position with their down payment. They've got it. They're in a position now with, low sixes, $1 million price point. Like they can afford to buy. Like this is a specific client I'm thinking about in Livermore. I had those conversations in 17 and 18 where they waited. And in 20, it was gone. Literally the opportunity was gone. They couldn't buy. And so I'm not saying to force yourself into a situation where you're stretched and you're uncomfortable and it's not affordable to you, but in a case where you feel like it's right and you feel like, okay, this makes sense and you qualify and it fits in your budget and all that stuff, don't wait for better times or don't like talk yourself out of it because it's a little bit scary. because I've seen it, right? And you know, it's not call me, you got to buy now. Real estate's going away forever in 3 months.
No.
But it is. I've seen it happen in real life, and I've had the thousands of conversations, anecdotal data to back this up. Like, you don't want to talk yourself out of buying a home and then be a renter in a decade and be like, oh my gosh, if I would have, like, I've got scenarios, Mike, that I put together for people in 2017 that, like, there's probably tear stains on those things because they didn't buy.
Yeah. At the end of the day, folks, I do think we've started a refi boom, likely a mortgage boom. Thank goodness for the mortgage industry. It's been in a depression for 3.5 years. I now am declaring it over. It'll be interesting to see if there's follow through into the housing market. It'll be interesting to see if the buyer's market that I called earlier this year ends soon. Not yet, obviously, but could end soon. Lots of stuff going on. Matt, if somebody wanted to get started, talk rates, talk programs, what do they do?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the quick form. Me and my team will be in touch. More than happy to help. And to your point too, like, that buyer's market is likely ending soon. I don't, like, different markets will behave differently. If you're in Florida, you're going to be in a, you know, different situation than you are in, you know, Northern California. But it kind of feels like a Goldilocks moment. Rates are down. You're able to go out there and purchase and get yourself, you know, for not that much of a cost, a 5.875 or a 5.99, while you have sellers that still have a little bit of pain. They've been on the market for 35 days. And so, you know, you don't want to wait for the masses to join you. Be ahead of the crowd and go in there and write an offer that gets accepted, because when rates go sub 6 and the you know, word spreads and people like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't realize, like, it's like for California buyers, like the buyers that I talk to, the difference between 7 and 6 is humongous. It's $500 or $600 a month. And so it unlocks, you know, whatever number you want to use. Every 1% unlocks another 5 million buyers. Throw that all out all the window. Just know that, like, lower rates causes more demand.
Yeah. And we have historically 3 years of demand being constricted. It's coming. Now, I think
the sidelines are packed, bro. There's a lot of players on the sidelines waiting to get in the game. I can promise you that.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, I do think the refi boom has started. Again, there's a lot of people that had the whole buy, you know, date the rate, marry the house, and they're getting lucky. They got good timing, and it has started. So we will see what happens. Matt, you're amazing. Have a great week.
Thanks. You too, brother.
Mm-hmm.